So I hate to be the one that breaks it to you. Nah, who am I kidding? I absolutely love being the one that's going to break it to you. You're going to suck until you don't. All right, so in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down using a couple different examples what I mean by you suck until you don't. So some are going to be real estate related, some not. That's okay. Bear with me. There'll be a point to this. Let's start off with the real estate stuff. That's why you're here, right? So when Cassie and I learned about wholesaling real estate, we were taught to do deals off of the MLS. This was a struggle. We had to go virtual because there just weren't enough deals for us to make offers on the MLS just here in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. So initially we went to San Antonio, Austin, and eventually we expanded to other states like Phoenix, Arizona, Seattle, Washington, and Baltimore, Maryland. Now the thing about this is we never really realized where we sat. We didn't know if we sucked or if we were good. We were just taking action. And what I've noticed over the past 8 years of teaching other people how to do wholesaling is that a lot of times we get so down on ourselves early on and we expect ourselves to be an expert and to achieve success without really developing skill sets. Facts are, if you're brand new at this, you're probably going to suck at the beginning, even if you are getting results. And that's what I realized about me and Cassie. We actually sucked at the beginning. We didn't even know what direct-to-seller marketing was. We were doing next to zero negotiations because everything was on the MLS, so it was realtor-to-realtor communications. We weren't even having conversations. So when we eventually learned about direct-to-seller marketing and we had to start talking to sellers, I myself, the king closer, sucked at talking to sellers. I just kind of went in there and was thinking to myself, well, you know, they want to sell. I'll just negotiate them down to the price that I need, my maximum allowable offer, and I'll be able to get contracts. Well, that didn't happen. Why? Because my competition was better than me. As I would go in and I would have appointments, and I'd sit down at the coffee table or the kitchen table, and I'd try to convince them to sign a contract with me and why I was better than my competition. I realized I wasn't good at deciphering what their issues were. What problem did they have and what solution was I providing? Why was that the case? Because I was so worried about getting the deal. I wasn't embracing being the buyer. And at some point in time, I started realizing that I needed to be the buyer. I needed to come in and offer a solution. If that solution was not the right fit, I would walk away. And the first time I remember being at an appointment and I tried to walk away from the seller, and I'll never forget, Mr. Seller, I just don't think that we're a good fit. I think there's someone out there that's probably a better solution for you, maybe even a realtor. Maybe you should just list it on the MLS. And they both looked at me and said, whoa, hold on. We don't want to do that. And then they told me about the additional motivation that they had to sell their property that they hadn't disclosed to me. About 10 minutes later, I walked out with a signed contract. And I was able to sign that deal and made money. I started thinking to myself, hold on. How come I've never done that before? How come I've never actually walked away from a deal? Every other time, I was being rejected. This is what I mean by you're going to suck. You need to embrace the fact that you don't have the skill sets. You don't have the reps in yet to develop the skill sets that are needed to achieve success yet. You're going to get there through experience. Now think about all of the other things that you've done in life where you were completely okay putting in time, effort, energy to become good at something. Why do we not do the exact same thing when we become an entrepreneur? because there's pressure, because you need money, because you want to prove to all of the doubters that you can do this. I get it. I was there. Cassie and I had very little support from our surrounding family and friends when we became entrepreneurs. In fact, for many years, Cassie's family, quite frankly, just told her, you need to drop what you're doing with RJ and you need to go get a job working for the railroad. Why? Because that's what other people in her family had done. And they saw the struggles that we had early on, the suck. But now they look at it and they say, we're so proud of you. Of course they are. They didn't believe in us during that suck period. You guys have to find something in yourself to push through that to where eventually the success will happen. A year ago, I started my health and fitness journey. I'd gotten all the way up to 275 pounds. I needed to do something about it. So I hired a coach. I've shared this story before, but I'll tell it again here. My first day back in the gym, I never worked out at Fox Fitness right down the road here. And so I didn't really know, I didn't have like my routine down yet. So I got out of the car and I had my wallet, my cell phone, and my keys. And I walked in and I realized there's no lockers. There's just like little cubbies. So keys is fine. Keeping my cell phone on me is fine because I need to track my workout. But my wallet, I'm not going to leave my wallet just sitting in a little cubby. So I walked back out to my car in the parking lot, and I unlocked it, and I reached in to put it in the center console. And as I reached in, I about gave myself a concussion hitting my head on the car. Now, I'm already overweight, late 30s, and I'm not feeling super confident about myself. And I'm like, oh my God, I just nailed my head. And I'll never forget a couple of laughters. There's some people in the parking lot. They saw that take place. I'm like, Jesus, RJ. Oh man, it would just be so much easier just to stay fat. So I walked inside. The first thing I had to do was flies on the fly machine. So I sit down and it was on, I needed to do these and it was on this. So I had to, pull a little pin and change it. And as I did that, the bar fell and hit me on the head. Now, everything inside me wants to give up. I'm already embarrassed. I already know that I'm out of shape. And I'm in a gym chock full of 20-something-year-olds that are jacked, look great. I'm out of place. I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to be here. But I fought through. I sucked. I pushed through the suck. I showed up the next day, and then the next. That kept going. And before long, I was comfortable. And I started feeling more comfortable showing up to the gym every single day. And the people that were there every single day, they started noticing me, saying, what's up, dude? And some of those 20-something-year-olds started walking up to me and, man, I'm proud of you. You're looking better, man. Keep it up. See, I didn't realize that I was going to start getting recognition. I didn't realize when I was going to stop sucking. I didn't realize that, hey, today, 35 days after I started and I sucked, this is the moment that now I no longer suck. But it happened because I showed up every day and I put in the reps and I put in the work and I stayed consistent with my work. That's what you have to do inside of your business. Regardless of the lack of results or a seller hanging up on you, or you blowing that perfect priced, highly motivated seller You forget about building reverse report. You try to close it too quick. And the seller hangs up on you thinking that it's a scam. Yeah, we've all been there. It's okay. Go through that moment. Fight through that moment. It's part of the journey. You have to go through these experiences to not suck anymore. I just got back from spending 10 days in Quebec. My son played in a hockey tournament called Pee Wee Quebec, and it's the largest youth hockey tournament in the world. There was teams from 17 different countries that participated in this tournament. Team from Texas had not participated in this competition since 1977. It was a great experience. This team made it all the way to the quarterfinals. Now, in one of the elimination games, Trinity did something that he has never done before. In a 3-2 game, right when his team needed a goal, he skated behind the net, picked the puck up on his stick, and scored a Michigan goal. Now, for me as a dad, that was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. I lost my mind. I'm pretty sure I screamed loud enough that you could hear me all the way back here in Texas from Quebec City. Here's the thing that I want to use this video and this experience so you guys understand. Trinity has tried to score a Michigan goal many times. He's practiced it. He's never been able to do it before. He's completely sucked at that move. But for whatever reason, he has continued to work at it and put in the reps. And suddenly, in this one moment, when his team needed it the most, on the biggest stage that he's ever been on, he nailed it. You're going to suck till one day you don't. Just like I did with talking to sellers. Just like I did with my health and fitness journey. And just like my son, Trinity, right there. He works his ass off to be a great hockey player. But that move, that goal on that stage, in that moment in the game, suddenly it all clicked. All of the reps, all of the work that he had put in came to fruition and led to him scoring game-winning goal. You guys need to understand that sucking is just part of the journey. The people that eventually succeed as an entrepreneur, whether you're a wholesaler, real estate investor, or just doing something else, that's just part of the journey. It's part of what makes the success so worth it in the end. Knowing that it took effort. It took time for you to develop the ability to achieve that freedom and that reality that you want. Don't get down on yourself. Don't listen to the doubters. And definitely do not look at it and say, I can't do this. You can't if you quit. But if you keep going and you keep working to get better, there's always a chance that one day you won't suck. I look at the closer's formula and how it has transpired and grown over the past several years. If you were to ask me today, February of 2025, what is the most important part of the closer's formula? I would tell you it's your ability to decipher as quickly as possible what seller bucket the seller you're talking to lands in. Whether it's highly motivated and wrong price, highly motivated, correct price, not motivated, correct price, not motivated, incorrect price. Because this determines the path that you should take for the remainder of the conversation. However, when we look at the closer's formula 2 years ago, we weren't even talking about the 4 seller buckets. This comes from work and developing and growing and getting better. Even to this day, I am constantly working to become a better closer, a better wholesaler, better at comping and underwriting, better at dispositions. As technology changes, our needs and skill sets change as the business operators. The facts are, as things change, we move back down to where we suck a little bit, we develop, and then we don't. And then we have this period of time where we can live, and then things change. Think about my live videos, the first 50 deals in 50 states in 50 days challenge. It was all SMS marketing. It was all about list pulling and tagging and stacking and follow-up. Now we look at it and we have inbound leads, and it's all about our ability to talk to sellers and navigate those conversations and comp and underwrite and decipher whether or not it's in a location to where end buyers are actually buying. The needs have changed, and they always will. There is a constant cycle in entrepreneurship. You'll suck, you'll develop, now you don't, things change, you'll suck again, you'll develop, now you don't, and it'll just keep repeating. Embrace that. It's what you chose. It's what you signed up for. So if you're in the period right now where you suck, it's okay. My suggestion to you is surround yourself with others that have either gone through this phase and are no longer there to support you, or surround yourself with people that are going through it right now, and you can grow together. This is why it's so important to be a part of a community like Titanium University. We have a wide range of individuals that are either looking for their first deal, or we have people that are doing $500,000 a month, and everywhere in between. Because you can lean on that experience. You can look at someone like me and say, hey, RJ, where do I suck in this live seller call? Hey, Cassie, where do I suck with my comping and underwriting? I just got a deal in Richardson, Texas. Who can help me dispo this and show me how not to suck at dispo? Oh, cool. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 members that are dispo powerhouses in Richardson, Texas. That's the power of surrounding yourself inside of a community. That's why I love what we've created inside of Titanium University. So if you suck, it's okay. Surround yourself with people that'll help you get through that, so then you can develop the skills, not suck anymore. Prove all those doubters wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you give me a like. We'll see you guys tomorrow.